Daniela?
May I have my presentation?
Congratulations.
Okay.
I don't have one. Pass. I gotta see my family for spring break.
My doing good is I don't know, I gotta hang out with my brother over spring break and we haven't hung out in a while, so that was good. So, yeah.
I didn't know you had a brother.
I have 2 brothers.
That's good. That's
Good.
My doing good is my brother has finally told me he has a girlfriend, and he's never told me this before. Well, it's good that you're aware.
I get to play soccer in Vermont over the summer again, so that's not good.
My brother is getting married in May, so like over spring break, I guess I helped with last stuff with that, so that was good.
I can't think of it.
I got in extra hours at work over spring break and I got sleep in a little bit.
Professor, do you have
I just found out I'm gonna get reimbursed for some expense for going to the workshop, so I didn't expect it, so I'm glad.
Well, I'm glad that so many good things are happening in your lives. Even if you didn't say anything, I know you're a good person, and I know you got good stuff going. So, yeah. But anyway, Hillary's going to start us off today.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to be talking about organizations and communities and groups. According to our textbook, organization is defined as a collectivity of individuals gathered together to serve a particular purpose. This is people that work together to accomplish certain goals and tasks decided upon by the organization. Some groups can be considered organizations, but not all organizations or groups, especially large organizations. They're usually not considered groups. Groups tend to be smaller, less formal than organizations. Okay, there's 3 models that we're going to talk about: the Autocratic Model, the Custodial Model, and the Scientific Management Model. The Autocratic Model was prominent during the Industrial Revolution. It was used in mills and usually environments like that, and it depends mainly on power. Whoever management is has the power. Workers, it's all one-way communications. Workers usually have no say in what they do or anything. And there are a few advantages to this system, especially in like the military. It's usually run that way. Several disadvantages is there's no feedback to management on what's working and what's not. Usually workers are unhappy with this because they feel they don't have a say in it. And I kind of know how that feels. I had a job where management run the store that I worked at that way. Your opinion did not matter. What she say went, and if you disagreed, you had a punishment in the form of, she would fail to give you promotions when you deserved it or anything like that. Then there is the custodial model, and it was kind of supposed to be the answer to the disadvantages of the autocratic model. It kind of helped to give employees, gives employees dependence to the organization. The mainly motivation is what the employees can gain and not really towards what is best to obtain the goals of the organization. That's a big disadvantage is because the employees are not committed to the organization they work for. And then the scientific model was developed by Frederick Taylor, and it focuses on management conducting scientific studies and analysis of each job and the workplace itself to see what better works for the employees and the productivity of the environment. It was criticized for treating workers unequal because it basically set a standard for employees, whether you had specific talents or you were better in one area or not. It was all treated the exact same way. Let's see, there's the human relations model. It's based on non-economic rewards. It significantly affects the behavior of employees and limits the effects on like economic incentive. It found that people are more likely to act and react as a group instead of individuals. People feel more comfortable as a group. Leadership is important in this model because like social factors of work can be formal or informal. It all depends on how you get along with your management and the people you work with. Found that social needs can improve productivity if people feel they belong. Disadvantages are that management can increase productivity by making people content. This was seen as manipulation, oppression. Let's see, and then there are two theories, X and Y. They were created by McGregor. Theory X is all about the control, forcing people to work by ways of, if you don't do what I say, we'll punish you, you won't get promoted, all that. And then Theory Y is more about employees wanting to better themselves through their work. The internal reward, such as I did a good day's work, is better than how much money I made that day. Let's see. This has more of a creative environment. Workers have more say in what they do and how they do it. Let's see. Both X and Y can lead to self-fulfilling prophecies. Like if you treat people one way, that is how they'll behave, and your productivity will basically become what you think it will become based on how you treat people. And let's see, an extension of Y is the collegiate model. And I don't know how many of you have had jobs or anything, or if you have jobs right now. I've had a few in my life, and the job I'm at now uses Theory Y, where basically we have a say in what we do and how we do it. If we come up with an idea, we can go straight to the owner and say, hey, I think this will work better than what we're doing now. And he usually takes time to listen, and if he thinks it's a good idea, we'll implement it. If not, he'll just tell us no. And it seems to work really well for us, but we're a very small business. There's only like 4 other employees, so it's not like a great big organization. But, and then Theory Z was written by William Ochi in late 70s, early 80s. It's based on Japanese approach to management, and this was written back when Japan was getting all of their industrial businesses and everything was starting to boom. And it is basically more that the organization you work for is more your life, it's a lifetime employment than this is just a job for me. Let's see, it is enmeshed with the nation's political, social, and economic network, according to our author on page 321. And basically it means, you know, everything is involved in the organization, basically lifestyle and everything is seen, political, it all goes into making the company work. There was resulted in mixed success in the US because it said that Japanese culture is so basically straightforward and everybody shares the same culture is why it worked. And in the United States, we're basically a mixing pot and there's so many different cultures and lifestyles out there that it didn't work as well here. Okay, management by objectives. Management theorist Peter Drucker proposed a strategy for making organizational goals and objectives the central construct around which organizational life is designed to function. Basically, the goals of the organization should be the focus instead of each individual employee's goals or needs. Goals are set first and then plans to reach those goals are made. It's almost like working backward. And clear statements are made about what is to expect, how to obtain each goal. Total quality of management. This here is like the customer is always right. The goal is customer satisfaction. Quality of what you're doing, the product you're making is key. This helps employees enjoy their work and improve productivity. And this is it supports teamwork. It reduces the number of layers of authority. That way everyone has a say in what they're doing and how they feel. Suggestions are usually welcome towards management. Complaints are seen as opportunities to improve and not just criticisms. Alright, and surviving in a bureaucracy. According to our book, a bureaucracy is a form of social organization whose distinctive characteristics include a vertical hierarchy with power centered at the top. This is a task-specific division of labor, clearly defined rules, formalized channels of communication and selection, compensation, promotion, and retention based on technical competence, and that is found on page 324. In the helping field, such as a caseworker, they usually place a more higher value on creativeness and changing the system, anything to help the client. This can usually, bureaucracies resist that change and are emotionally detached from the system and they don't see individual clients, they see everything as a big picture. And people are only seen as functioning parts of the system instead of as individuals. And this can cause conflict between the helping professionals and the environment in which they work. Common reactions to a bureaucracy from a helping professional is anger at the system for not being able to help everybody, self-blame, it's all my fault, I didn't do enough, sadness and paranoia, like if I do something wrong, there goes my job, and then and let's see, we pick, yeah, keep going, Okay. yeah. Okay, and we, since we had organizations and groups, we chose Genesis 48:4. He said to me, I'm going to make you fruitful and will multiply you. I will make you into a group of nations, and I will give you this land to your descendants as an everlasting possession, showing that we were put into groups from the beginning. And then Courtney is going to continue for us.
Okay, so I'm going to keep going with organizational effectiveness, structure versus leadership competency. And there are two main factors that help in the organizational effectiveness. It's the bureaucratic system, and this is led by many administrators, and then the competency level, which is led by one individual who is highly qualified. There are also other factors that go into this, such as the level of expertise of the employees and the morale of the employees. Most organizations will spend a huge amount of time debating whether to change the structure of an organization to see if it will better increase the performance. But the author of this book states that while structure is important, the competency level of the top leadership is more important. And two hypotheses that appear to be valid for why competency level is more important is that a competent and motivated top leader can lead an organization with a restrictive structure to perform well. And then an incompetent leadership will usually result in an organization having a low level of performance, even when the organization is structured to set up to perform at a high level. So why is it when an organization isn't doing well, we usually look to change the structure of it than the top leadership position? The answer would appear to be that it is less costly and less difficult to change the structure of the organization. So an example here would be, you can't see the top, Jerry Jones and the Cowboys saying, what's an idea to turn the Dallas Cowboys around? And they go on saying to sign other people, to get rid of other people. And then when another person says, get a better GM, a general manager for the Cowboys, they don't like the idea and they kick them out the window, because that's not how they do things. And so, a Bible verse, do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourself. Let each of you look not only to his interest, but also to the interest of others. Which is Philippians 2:3-4. And this is going to get us into the next section I will be talking about, which is communities, organizations, and groups. Just some definitions for you to kind of keep in mind. A community is a group of individuals or families that share certain values, services, institutions, interests, or geographic proximity. An institution is an organization established for some public purpose and the physical facility in which the work occurs, such as a prison. And then an organization and community are kind of closely related in the definition. So an organization is a collectivity of individuals gathered together to serve a particular purpose. And so sometimes communities can be an organization as well. For example, a nursing home can be considered both an organization where the residents and the staff form a collectivity of individuals being gathered to perform a specific purpose. And it also can be considered a community where the residents and staff share certain values, services, physical facilities, interests, and geographic proximity. But not all communities and organizations are organizations and vice versa. For example, my hometown is a community because we share certain services and institutions and have the same geographic proximity, but we aren't an organization because we aren't gathered together to perform a particular service. Then on the other side, the owners and employees of a large multinational business is an organization because they all have the same purpose to sell the same thing and to expand the company. But it wouldn't be considered a community because it's so large and the owners and employees don't engage in sharing with one another. So that is all I have.
We have a homework assignment for everybody. It's about it's about appreciating communities, and we're gonna ask you guys to write like a small paragraph about the unique and positive aspects of a community that you lived in or that you visited. Got it? Any questions?
Yeah, say it again.
Okay. Ready? Write a small paragraph about like the unique and positive aspects of a community that you've lived in or that you've visited. And we'll discuss it on Friday.
We're letting you out early so you can finish your homework.
Yeah.
Homework show.